Okay. And here we have another CG campaign, Guardians of Erloth, Volume 3, Part 1. I'm not, I mean, Volume 3, so, but apparently it's been going for quite a while, but I've never, it's like I hadn't heard of it until this one. So, I don't know. I can't remember for sure, but it seems like Ethan may have commented on the the title as being bad. Even if he hasn't mentioned this one specifically, I know that he has made several comments to the effect that when people use, as he puts it, nonsense words, of course, it's a proper name, Erloth, I guess, but but nevertheless, he considers that a proper name that is something that nobody's heard before, a made up word or whatever. It's like he's calls that nonsense words and says that's a bad idea to have a nonsense word in your title. So there's only 5 days left, but it is already funded completely. I don't know if there are any stretch goals or anything. 91 backers, 39.52 raised of a 3,500 fixed goal. First 150 backers will receive a free 10-page ash can. So that's everybody so far, because it's only 91 backers, I guess. Although I'm not sure about that, because I'm like, for one thing, even though you have this goal, and I don't know, when you set up a campaign, I don't know for sure whether people set that up thinking this is how much I need plus the shipping or including the shipping. But I do know that Indiegogo's count apparently includes the shipping. So what people are paying in shipping is counting towards the goal of the campaign. And I'm not sure about the number of backers. I don't know if you're using the same Indiegogo account and you back it twice. I don't know if that counts you as 2 backers or just 1 backer. And I know that quite often, based on the number of backers here, I don't know if that's because of the count being off or because somebody decided to refund or something that changed their mind. But you decide to back something, and your backer number will not match the, like your backer number will be higher sometimes than the total number of backers. So I don't know what the hell that means. The art certainly looks good. Powerful weapon in the hands of the world's newest guardian. Guardians of Erloth, The Last Leopard King, Volume 3, Part 1. Okay, I will say this right off. That title is too fucking complicated. You really kind of need to keep things as simple as possible. Guardians of Erloth, it's like you got that, and then it's The Last Leopard King, and then Volume 3, and then Part 1. It's like, really? It's a little low, I don't know. Will be 30 pages in length, saddled, stitched, with a high quality paper. Interior art, so it's Judas Breed. I don't remember that one offhand. Impossible Stars. Wasn't that one of Zach's things? That was one, like, wasn't that like one of his first kind of like one-shot things? It was just kind of like, I don't know. And then of course everybody knows Eric Weathers at this point. Cover art by Renzo Rodriguez, colors by Ryan Beth. The Last Leopard is a tale for all ages set in the magical world of Erloth. Fresh from the battle with the Jade Sorceress, see Volume 2, the companions travel towards the marshes of madness to find healing for a young prince. Caius, is that how you pronounce that? This healing will come at the cost of one of their own. Caius will move forward on his journey training to be a guardian and reclaiming his homeland of Pardus. And I don't know what it is. I mean, you have to come up with with names for things, or well, I mean you don't have to, but it's a good idea to come up with original titles for things. I remember reading once upon a time some writing guide or other that warned against rampant capitalization, like saying the marshes of madness, the way that's capitalized or whatever. I don't know. In order to achieve victory, Caius sets out on a mission to reclaim the ancient halberd Sunreaver. Sunreaver, formed from the metal of a fallen star, is one of Erloth's most powerful weapons. Wielded in the right hands, it uses the power of the sun to cut through almost everything. Sounds cool. For Caius to become the strongest warrior, he must possess the strongest weapon. There is one catch: Caius must get past plant monsters, hordes of undead, and a monstrous guardian to claim the ultimate prize. Is that an elf? Looks like it. Looks like pointed ears there. I don't have any problem, by the way. You're doing like high fantasy or whatever, and you want to have elves or something. It's like, I'm fine with that. As a matter of fact, I think that using kind of the standard tropes of high fantasy and shit makes sense. Like, and if you want to make it original and you want to have special properties for your fantasy creatures or whatever, that's fine. But there's something to be said for sticking with kind of the standard tropes, because that way people know what they're getting. That's one reason why, if it's well written, which admittedly most of the time it's not, fan fiction can be a fun time, a fun story to get into really quickly, because unless of course they're ill-advisedly making a whole bunch of their own characters. It's like the point of writing a Star Wars fanfic and involving known characters like Luke Skywalker or whoever is that you already know the character. Like, you don't have to be introduced to them and learn all about them. It's like, if you just want to read a quick little fun story or whatever, then you can get right in there and enjoy it. Get right to the action. And the same thing applies to a certain extent with, like I said, you're using elves. It's like, if you're using kind of the Tolkien-esque elves or whatever in your fantasy story, then people kind of know what to expect. I mean, you can throw a few twists in there, but if you stick mostly to that style that people are familiar with, then you don't, people don't have, there's not like this huge learning curve of trying to figure out what the hell is your world about. I'm not saying that there's anything wrong with having an entirely original thing, but there are potentially advantages to sticking with standard tropes. Stretch goals: $4,500. All backers receive a 4x4 magnet. $6,000. All backers receive one trading card featuring art by Ryan Best. That's nice. It's interesting. We're not showing off her boobs, really. Like, they're covered by this armor plate, but we got the bare midriff. And also the bare inner thighs. It's like, yeah. Which, I mean, this is fantasy. It's fiction. And I don't see any problem with giving revealing female armor, even though it's totally impractical. Because it's like, it's a visual medium. It's like people, like, there's no reason not to have eye candy. But obviously it's like, for realism's sake, it's like, you don't want an exposed midriff in battle. You don't want exposed inner thighs where you've got, major arteries. Also, I wouldn't think you want exposed, elbows, inside of your arm there, because there are arteries there too. It's like, you want all that shit covered. Same thing applies for male characters also, as far as that goes. Although, obviously, you're not going to have them exposed as often and stuff like this. This is the third volume in the series. We have all past first print covers for all volumes available. these are only available in limited quantities. I've got a feeling there's going to be something to talk about later about that. Closer look at our products. So they got YouTube videos linked here. Reviews by Nick and Blue Samurai. Poster. Oh, those posters as well. I don't know. Trading cards. Refunds will be given only for the duration of the campaign. Once we go to print, the campaign will end. All funds will be allocated to printing. Thank you for your support. At least they're clear on that. Let's see. They do have a featured tier, volumes 1 through 3, and art prints. Enjoy all 3 volumes and catch up on the story. In addition to the first 3 volumes, you'll receive 2 6x9 art prints from volumes 1 and 2, featuring the cover art by Kane and White. Volume 3 signed, Volume 2 Kane and White cover signed, Volume 1 Kane and White cover signed. Kane and White Volume 1 6x9 art print, Kane and White Volume 2 6x9 art print. Estimated shipping October of 2021. That's reasonably close. That's not too far away. That's that I would say that is a good thing. It's like it's not so close that you might worry that you're going to miss that, and it's not so far out that people are going to be like, I'm going to be waiting forever for this fucking thing. So that's a nice balance, I guess. 19 out of 50 claims, so that's a limited availability thing, and that's not that's pretty good. I mean, honestly, it's like for CG, when they usually CG tries to do 25 per book, even though these are 30 pages, so it's not super long, but even so, it's like get 3 of them plus art prints for $50. It's like for CG, that's a pretty damn good bargain, you know. And of course, you know, as we all know, Kane and White's art is quite good. Volume 3, Part 1, 30-page Volume 3, signed by Cale. Is that how you pronounce that? Cale Roberts. 19 claimed, $10. That's actually really, I mean, even though it's only 30 pages, it's like that's still really impressive for CG to go that relatively inexpensive. And then one person has gotten two for the price of 2. I mean, Team Comics du Nord. Now you can rock out the all-new Team Comics du Nord hockey jersey. Name and number are customizable. All jerseys are sublimated. 0 claimed. I don't know. To me, it would have, instead of doing a hockey jersey for your comics company, wouldn't it have made a little bit more sense to do a T-shirt for the comic itself with some of the artwork on it, maybe? I don't know. Just a thought. All in one. It's the big tier, $100. Both covers from Volume 1 and 2. That would be more, or potentially would be more appealing if you gave us some larger preview pics of that. So, I mean, presumably you could go and you could look at the previous campaigns, you know, you check out the creator and from there find the other campaigns and get larger images. But, you know, it's like you're trying to make a sale here. It would be a good idea to have large images showing us those covers so that we know what we're looking at. From Volume 1, both from Volume 2, Volume 3, Part 1. Kira bookmark. Again, can't really see it. 3 trading cards. Yeah, those are not even pictured on that. Where they were over here, right? Right? Yeah, okay. So, that's not too bad. It'd be better if they were a little bit bigger. Kind of see something there anyway. All right. 4 posters from the first 2 volumes and 2 6x9 prints from volume 1 and 2. 15 items for a discounted price. Experience the first 2 campaigns if you missed out. Not all items are shown. Well, they should be. You should show us all the items someplace. Volume 3 signed. Keenan White cover. Volume 2 signed. Keenan White cover. Volume 1 signed. KH, I'm not sure who that is offhand. Cover Volume 1 signed. RB Volume 2 signed. Keenan White Volume 1 6x9 print. Volume 2 6x9 print. Keenan White. Kira bookmark. Trading cards. All 4 posters from Volume 1 and 2. 3 claimed. So, that's, well, how many is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? Is that 5? There's 5 comics. 5 comics. I mean, it's, well, I would, I don't know. Like I said, I like that price point for just the one. Of course, that's the problem with coming in later is catching up is expensive. I mean, $50. That's not too bad, all things considered. Although it is bundled with extra stuff. So if you just wanted, the 3 parts or whatever to the series, then if they're all $10, that should only be $30 to catch up. This is where digital becomes, very nice, is because, I need to catch up. Catching up is expensive. I don't have enough money. Oh wait, they have a digital tier, that would be like $15 for 3 for 3 PDFs or something. It's like that'd be great, but they don't have that. They don't have any digital tier apparently. This is unfortunate. But you can add on Volume 1 Keith Hinman cover. Okay. Volume 1 Keenan White cover. Volume 2 Keenan White. Volume 1 Ryan Best. That's more expensive though. 15. And you can add on that, and you can add on a bookmark. Interesting. And you can add on that bookmark. Did I get you a better picture? A little bit. What is this? 5x7 print. Okay, that's a print, so you can add on the print and another print, and you can add on the trading cards. So this is good. This is good, being able to add on all of this stuff. It's a very good. All right. So anyway, there's all these things that you can add on. Let's check the shipping. $10 domestic. That is standard CG fare. I mean, when it's $10 for the comic and then $10 shipping, it's like, I don't know. I mean, I got this feeling that people would maybe be a little bit happy. I mean, you're still paying $20 out the door, but I got this feeling that a lot of people might be a little bit happier if the comic was $15 and then the shipping's only $5, because when it's like, oh, the comic's $10, it's like that makes you feel real good, but then you get to the shipping and it's like the shipping's $10 also, and it's like, okay, you've just doubled the price of the fucking comic with the shipping. And I think that I think a lot of people would be turned off by that. I certainly am. Like I said, I've said this before. It's like there was one campaign, can't remember which one it was, of Ethan's, where he had a reasonably priced poster, but then the shipping like damn near doubled the price of it, and I was like, oh, fuck that. So that's just, it It's like if I had talked myself into the poster at a higher price point, and then the shipping was, was just a little bit more, then even though it would have been the same amount of money that I was paying, I probably would have gone ahead and gotten the thing. But because it was like, oh, I've talked myself into the lower price of the poster, and then I get to the shipping and it's so much additional, it's like, oh, it's just, Anyway, 35 international. That's a little bit more than usual for international. International has been being, what, like 25, 30? That's 35. It's like, that's kind of, for just one thing, it's like, that's kind of expensive. I mean, international's always expensive, but you know what I mean. Let's go ahead and see if getting 2 of them is any different at all on shipping. It is not. It is exactly the same. All right. And nobody selected one. 75 freaking bucks for that's pretty steep for an article of clothing, to me. Oh, you gotta select a size. All right, let's go with large and see what that says. 10 and 50. Holy shit. Okay, so it's the same amount as the comic domestic, but international it's $50 fucking dollars in shipping. Wow. Oh, man. See, this is I mean, obviously you can't have a digital shirt or whatever, but it's like, this is one of the reasons. It's like the really high frickin' shipping to international. That's why you really need to offer a digital tier. I mean, it's good for and this is the same as just one. I don't know. See that? I don't know. See, if you can ship 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever times as much material for the same price as the one, then that tells me that probably you didn't need to charge as much for the one. Okay, so this is double. So for some reason, the $50 one, which is 3 comics, like this is, well, I mean, this is 15 items, admittedly, but most of them is just pieces of paper. It's just, they're just flat. So there's only 5 books, so that's only 2 more books contained in this package than in the $50 tier, which had $10 shipping, but the $100 tier has $20 shipping, so it doubles the shipping cost domestic, and of course it's an insane $75 international. I don't know. Again, it's like, I wish there was a digital. If there was a digital catch-up, I'd probably go for that. I mean, if I'm probably not going to back this because, again, I don't have the money. I've got to save money, especially trying to buy toys from Ethan. That's super expensive. But it's like, if I had sufficient spare cash, I'd be tempted to go for this $50 thing, because it's like, the Canaan White stuff. It's like, it's tempting. It's a little tempting there. But like I said, it's like, I probably, if they had like a $15 digital catch-up, that'd be great. Like, I'd probably go for that. But as it is, probably not gonna back this. I can't afford to, spend that much money. But I don't know. It says Volume 3, Part 1. I don't know if Volume 3 is the last volume, but it's Part 1, so I guess there's at least going to be one more campaign to this thing, and maybe more, who knows. So it's potential that there, and also, what did it say? It said someplace in here about there being limited quantities of the previous volumes, and it's like, well, that's another reason to offer digital catch-up, is because, oh, we ran out. Well, that means you'd have to do another print run if you want people to be able to get the previous editions or whatever of the story. And it's like, with digital, it's like there's no costs involved there. It's like you've already paid for it. You've already done the work. It's already there. It's like that's just extra money. Extra sales where otherwise you wouldn't have had a sale. So again, as Ethan himself, actually finally did say, it's like, yes, people should do digital. He's not going to, but other people should. Oh, actually, he did say that he will eventually. We've been over this. It's like he's probably the only creator in CG who actually has legitimate concern of being pirated. Like a campaign like this. I mean, anyone backers $4,000. Nobody is. It's like if they had digital, they're going to get takers on that. People paying them money for the digital. Nobody's going to pirate the fucking thing. It's just not going to happen. It's not. It's not well enough known. It's not popular enough. All right. Until the next one.